Все, Димон, поливай.
And again, the soldiers of the Russian 810th Marine Brigade are thrown to the slaughter in Kursk, without communications, without electronic warfare protection. Is the command really so cynical that the lives of their soldiers mean nothing to them? The Russian 810th Guards Naval Infantry Brigade has sustained significant losses during operations in the Kursk region. Reports indicate that Ukrainian forces have conducted successful strikes against the brigade's positions and command posts, leading to substantial casualties. By January 2025, the brigade had been redeployed for rest and refit after suffering heavy losses in Kursk Oblast. In November, two 400-person battalions from the brigade had reportedly been eliminated in an attack against the Ukrainian garrison in Pogrebki, Kotlin, Donetsk region. An assault group of 4 Russians tried to enter the village, but gets wiped out within seconds by Ukrainians in a house nearby. Ukrainian drones have proven devastating for Russian infantry, relentlessly targeting troop concentrations, supply lines, and defensive positions with precision-guided munitions. Russians with syphilis, psychosis, and hypertension will be fit for service in the Russian army. Such a bill was developed by the Ministry of Defense, the media reports. According to the draft, the criteria for conscripts and servicemen will be updated. People with syphilis will be considered fit with restrictions instead of limited fit, and contract soldiers with psychosis will be recognized as fit with minor restrictions. The Ministry of Defense also intends to update the standards for skin diseases such as eczema and psoriasis. Combat operation of the IRIS-T SLM air defense system of the West Air Command. The IRIS-T SLM air defense system has become a critical asset in Ukraine's defense against Russian aerial threats. Developed by Germany, the IRIS-T is designed to intercept a wide range of targets, including aircraft, helicopters, cruise missiles, and drones, with high precision. Since its deployment to Ukraine in late 2022, it has proven highly effective in protecting key infrastructure, cities, and military assets from Russian missile and drone attacks. The system's advanced radar and tracking capabilities allow it to detect and engage multiple targets simultaneously, even in complex electronic warfare environments. Its success in Ukraine has been highlighted during waves of Russian missile barrages, where IRIS-T systems reportedly achieved high interception rates, particularly against cruise missiles and Shahed drones. Since the beginning of the full-scale Russian-Ukrainian war, 45,100 Ukrainian soldiers have been killed in combat against the invaders. President of Ukraine Volodymyr Zelensky stated this in an interview with British journalist Piers Morgan. The previous time President Volodymyr Zelensky announced the number of killed servicemen of the Ukrainian Defense Forces was in early December. He also said that 390,000 Ukrainian servicemen were injured, but noted that the actual number of casualties was lower. This is because the statistics also include those who returned to the battlefield after being wounded and subsequently sustained a second injury. The president also updated the data on the losses of the Russian army. According to him, Russia has lost about 350,000 soldiers in the line of duty. In early January, volunteers of the Horyushko project identified over 90,000 liquidated Russian soldiers. Their identification methodology covers current employees of Russia's forces, including the Ministry of Defense, Rosgvardia, police, FSS, and other units, who died in the occupied territories of Ukraine or in Russia as a result of the actions of the defense forces. This category also includes mercenaries of private military companies with Russian citizenship. Zelensky added that another 50 to 70,000 Russians are considered missing, and 600 to 700,000 have been injured. These figures are consistent with the data from the I Want to Find project of the Coordination Center for the Treatment of Prisoners of War, according to which more than 60,000 requests for missing Russian military personnel have been received since its inception. At the same time, the Coordination Center notes that this figure does not include the dead invaders and is 2 to 3 times less than the total number of missing Russians. Zelensky, World War III is already there in Putin's mind, but also in the minds of North Korea, Iran, and those who support them. This threat must be addressed, and I believe Trump will, eventually, understand this.
World War is now, today, in the head of Putin, North Korea, and Iran, and the followers of those who are like them. This is where, in whose heads it is. So they must be stopped. It must be stopped. And it seems to me that Rogan will understand me.
A new survey shows 67% of Germans support military aid to Ukraine, 27% back increasing the support, while 40% think Germany should maintain current levels. Only 27% favor reducing arms supplies. A clear majority backs continued assistance. The U.S. Navy has conducted tests of the Helios shipboard laser system, during which a drone was destroyed. The Navy Times reported on this with reference to the report of the Operational Test and Evaluation Department. The Arleigh Burke-class destroyer Preble fired its Helios system to zap an aerial drone during a weapons testing exercise in 2024. The tests confirmed its effectiveness, as the ship managed to destroy an airborne target, which was a drone, during the test. The destruction took place in sea conditions. The Helios system is the first laser system integrated into the Aegis combat system and is capable of engaging targets and blinding enemy optical systems. The laser's power is over 60 kilowatts, which allows it to effectively destroy drones and small surface targets. In addition to direct missile and air defense, the laser system is capable of long-range surveillance. The first and so far the only ship to install Helios was the destroyer USS Preble in 2019. The system took the place of the Phalanx bow anti-aircraft artillery system, thereby providing protection in the forward hemisphere of the ship. Lockheed Martin received its first Navy contract to work on HELIOS in 2018, although the actual development of such a system began much earlier. The U.S. Department of Defense is currently focusing on developing laser systems to better prepare warships for future confrontations with the massive use of drones. Laser weapon capabilities against drones are similar to those of anti-aircraft missile systems, but their cost is much lower, as is the ability to use them without long-term reloading and transportation of any ammunition. Militarny reported that the British Army had successfully fired a high-energy laser weapon system mounted on an armored vehicle chassis for the first time. During the new tests, the operators were soldiers from the 16th Regiment Royal Artillery of the Royal Regiment of Artillery who had undergone appropriate training.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.
Rescues every day. We had a guy last week, it's 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.